Hello my dear friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara, and today we're going to be looking at Jupiter and the sign of Virgo. So this video is for you if you have this placement in your natal chart. If you're a cross watcher, welcome as well. Jupiter in our natal charts deals with the area that we are going to get expanded through. Whatever sign is in, it's going to expand that particular area for us. It is the area where we might feel lucky. The way we might make abundance could be through this area. It could expand abundance overall when you're engaging and interacting with that particular area. Jupiter is also the higher mind, higher learning. It is that planet of learning something and then going off and teaching it. So it's really interesting to see Virgo in here because it's like it might show us a little bit more information as to what your guys' way of teaching others could be. The sign of Virgo is the area of health, healing, and being of service. When you guys have Jupiter in Virgo, you guys are very much going to be about health, healing, and being of service. You guys are probably going to feel very accomplished or like productive or like you completed a very important task when you guys are able to be of service to other people. Now, what's really interesting with this placement is that it quote unquote falls here because Jupiter is co-ruled by Sagittarius and it used to be ruled by Pisces. So because it was ruled by Pisces, Virgo is the oppositional energy to this. So when you have Jupiter in Virgo, it might be a little bit more challenging to kind of work with the energy because it quote unquote falls here. But my recommendation here is never to worry. Don't ever go into fear when you guys have quote unquote fallen planets. You guys have to look at the overall natal chart to see what's going on because some of the other energies could cancel out that particular energy, and a really good way to learn to work with the energy is always to look to see what the oppositional energy is doing, how is it behaving in that particular sign, and how can you guys go a little bit more into that energy to balance the energy within. Now, Jupiter in Virgo in your natal chart. So the area that's being expanded for you guys is going to be the area of Virgo-like things. So in this particular area, you guys might be very, very good when it comes to your routine or organization or being super analytical or being very good at your jobs. I will say that much. So like whatever job you guys take on, whatever the job is, usually if it's going to be something that's attention to detail, most jobs have some form of attention to detail required in them, but usually you guys are going to be very good at very detailed jobs, things that require a lot of focus, a lot of mental energy. But again, I will say it does depend on the rest of your natal chart. But you guys are going to be good at things that require detail, okay? Noticing detail. Sometimes you guys might notice the things that are off because Virgo is that perfectionist energy. It's always trying to perfect something. That's why this energy is going to be very, very good at whatever job that it does. You guys might be known in your company as being like a very good employee or a top employee. You guys might get promoted quickly. You guys might have luck when it comes to finding jobs and getting jobs. Things might just fall into your lap, or who knows, your old managers might recommend you to the new managers or like somehow connect you to people. You guys are always going to be lucky in this particular area. You guys might not have too much focus when it comes to looking for a job. Sometimes people might struggle to find jobs. For you guys are going to be super lucky when it comes to this area. It kind of comes to you guys without even thinking about it, and it's like this is how sometimes people perpetuate the law of attraction without really acting on it too much because it's like you're used to this. There's a certain standard you guys are used to. For you guys are used to finding jobs. Obviously, this depends on the rest of your natal chart, but usually jobs are either going to fall into your lap. You guys are just going to find jobs quickly, whether it is in 1 month, 1 week, 2 months. Overall, the turnaround time isn't going to take too long when it comes to work. And then when you guys are in your jobs, first of all, you guys might learn very quickly because it is Virgo. Virgo does rule the mind. It is that Mercury energy. Also, you guys might just kind of like really get good at the job without even realizing, or like it's like a norm for you because it's like you guys, first of all, the Virgo energy can be very critical because it holds itself to a super high standard, and then in turn the world. Mainly I find Virgos to be more so critical on themselves, but it could go outward as well where they are critical of the world and those around them. So it's like when it comes to your job, you guys might be the type of employee, let's say, where it's like you guys really like want to get everything right. It kind of turns into second nature for you guys because you guys might learn quickly. It's like, let's say it's a computer system you guys are working with or whatever it is. Maybe there's certain codes you guys have to use for your job when you're inputting it into the computer. You guys might just have to ask once and you guys learn it right away. And then it's like for you, because it came so easily to you, you guys might not understand why other people are incompetent. That's the biggest thing for Virgo energy. It's like they're so competent, like to the point, best employees, like so good at whatever you guys do. Even if you guys are doing your own thing, maybe you're not an employee, maybe you guys work for yourselves or whatever it is. Maybe you guys have a specific type of craft you guys deliver. You guys really focus on the details. You want things to be perfect. And it's like Virgo energy perfects a thought. So that's important to understand with Virgo energy. It's like it really focuses on perfecting whatever it is that they're trying to do or whatever it is that other people are trying to do. And it's like sometimes this energy can be a little bit intense in the sense where it's like because they are trying to achieve some sort of level of perfection, you guys could really focus on perfecting your job, really working on yourselves. And then in turn, like I was mentioning, this energy could go outward. So like let's say you guys are teaching something doing, whatever it is you guys are teaching, you guys might have very high expectations for your students, for example, because of the attention to detail. You guys might notice certain things, like maybe there's going to be like other teachers who are a little bit more relaxed and they're a little bit more chill, where it's like managers even, like let's say you guys are in a manager role and it's like, let's say like you have people who are calling in sick or like coming in late or whatever it is, and like maybe a more relaxed manager wouldn't really say too much, or at least not like right away. The Virgo Jupiter person is probably going to notice it right away. They're going to notice it right away. Depending on the rest of the placements in the natal chart and how evolved the energy is, maybe it's not going to say something right away. Maybe it's going to kind of give it a few times. Maybe they're going to be a little bit more understanding or compassionate or whatever it is in the beginning. But if they notice it as a pattern, well, then they might say something. But usually, like when it's more underdeveloped and it's like in the super intense Virgo energy, like they're going to point it out right away. They're always going to point things out, like regardless, like whether you're a manager, a teacher, or whatever it is. Like let's say you're just in a job, might notice the other employees not doing the job properly, and maybe you'll tell them, or maybe you'll go tell the manager. Again, it depends how evolved the energy is. I'm not saying the energy is going to be a snitch. That's not really what I'm saying, but it's like you guys will notice. Sometimes if the energy is a little bit more evolved, you guys might bite your tongue and just kind of be like, I'm not going to say anything. Like I'll let the people see and figure out for themselves. But it's like you guys are always going to notice like all the things that other people don't notice. Maybe your manager is distracted and kind of doing their own thing. Maybe they're like really busy, and it's like you're just kind of like, well, how do you not notice this? How do you not notice that this person is coming to work late all the time? Like, why aren't you saying anything? So it's like, let's say you guys are in a role of like manager or teaching or something, where it's like maybe you're in like a superior type of role. Well, in that type of situation, you guys might be super strict. You guys might have very high expectations of people, but at the same time, like let's say you guys have your own team, you guys might have the best team for this reason. You kind of like train these people like little soldiers is really what that is. So it really depends. Your vibe does attract your tribe at the end of the day, and whether it's a business or an organization or you're working for yourself, like whatever it is, things still have to keep rolling, things still have to be moving, and it does come back down to like the level of competence. So, you know, if there's someone that isn't competent in the role, you guys might not be flexible when it comes to these types of things. And the example where you guys are like the manager or someone in a superior role, I also wanted to mention in this video was, say you're not a manager or team lead or whatever it is, teacher of some sort. Let's say you guys are just an employee. You guys might be the one that's always training the new employees because you guys are the most efficient. This energy also tends to be very fast because it is Mercury, the Virgo energy. So Mercury is super fast. So it's like you guys are always going to find ways to do things very quickly, very efficiently, but in like the fastest way possible. So you guys can kind of like do the next thing and the next thing. So Jupiter is going to always reward you guys when it comes to your discipline, when it comes to your work ethic, when it comes to jobs in this type of way, which is a very nice energy if you do think about it, because this earth plane is very Virgo-like. But maybe if you guys go more into like the Piscean type of energy, but like shadow Pisces, where it's like you guys are spending more time in the crown and just like chilling and like going with the flow a little bit too much. Everything's about balance at the end of the day. But if you guys are in that energy, well, Jupiter might not reward you because you guys have Jupiter in Virgo. So it's like you guys might constantly have to put yourselves in circumstances where you guys do have a routine, or you guys do have a specific schedule, or you guys do have a specific discipline that you guys are doing. Now, another thing that I also wanted to mention in this video is the area of health. So it's like overall, you guys can be of service to people. You guys could be interested in working in the health industry. Depending on the rest of your natal chart, it could be more so practical health, something like being a nurse or a doctor, or it could be something maybe that's a little bit more alternative. But overall, in the actual area of health, like your own health, Jupiter is expanding this area for you guys as well. So you guys might notice that you guys get away with a lot of things when it comes to your health. Maybe you guys don't go for like regular checkups, or like maybe you guys just like don't really eat healthy, but it's like you guys can find yourself in a circumstance where it's like, okay, I should cut back on this now, like almost like intuitive types of eating. But because Jupiter is the planet of expansion and indulgence and it's luck and it's optimism, it's going to bless you guys in the area of health, where it's like you guys might not necessarily be the types of people who are like super sickly. You guys might not be sensitive in that way where like you guys get sick every time there's like a cold season or a flu season. Knock on wood, right? So those are some blessings for sure. The Jupiter shadow, right, which is a Sag shadow, is that it can go into overindulgence. You guys can really push it. You guys can kind of go to like the limit, like pushing the boundary of eating super unhealthy, where it's like maybe you guys are able to eat more unhealthy than the regular person. Maybe you guys eat like Cheetos every day or whatever it is, and it's like it doesn't have an effect on you. But it's like with Jupiter and Sag energy, I always kind of see the energy as like it's blessing you in the sense where it's like as long as you're responsible with the energy. Like if you go too much over overboard with the energy and you kind of like start to take advantage and like abuse it, like you kind of go over that whole like luck aspect of things, so then it could affect you. So just keep this in mind, that you guys are going to be lucky in this area, but not to like go into like the shadow where it's like you're taking advantage of it to the point where it's like really going to like the extreme indulgence aspect of things. So that's another thing that can take place for the Jupiter in Virgo energy. But overall, the area where you guys are going to be expanded through and feel abundant in is the area of Virgo. So anytime you're engaging in Virgo like things or Virgo like activities, you'll have more abundance coming into your life. This is kind of like the prosperity aspect of things. Anytime you guys have a routine, like I mentioned, anytime you guys are being analytical and like critical of something like in a good way, like let's say you guys are like a film critic, for example, or you guys are like an editor or something of the sort, Jupiter is going to reward you guys with money and abundance and prosperity. Let's say you guys are focused on health and healing. Maybe you guys are a dietitian, or you guys are focused on helping other people in whatever area, really, because it really is all about health, healing, and being of service across the board. So maybe whenever you guys are helping people, boom, you activate abundance into your life. You activate, let's say, money into your life, because abundance in the current world that we're living in does usually mean money, but sometimes you can be abundant in many other areas of your life, right? Sometimes abundance isn't necessarily money, although most of the time when we think of abundance, we do think of money and financial gains. So keep that in mind. You know, you can definitely take the energy to your advantage when you're paying attention to certain details, when you're in these types of roles that require attention to detail and focus. You guys are definitely going to bring through more abundance, prosperity, and luck into your lives. So with all of that being said, I'm going to wrap up the Jupiter in Virgo video here. I do hope you guys enjoyed my video. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day.